My name is Lake Andrew, and I'm a psychiatric mental illness practitioner working in international counseling and community service in Seattle area. And my policy is about the refugee resettlement program. And as we all define, refugee is a person who is unable to or unwilling to return to his or her national country of nationality because of persecution on account of race, religion, nationality. In recent years, the United States has taken a more humanitarian posture towards admitting refugees, as seen by the admittance of refugees from countries. The United States is actively engaged in warfare with Iraq, Afghanistan. Despite this foreign policy and racial intolerance, still have power over how refugee policy is formed and implemented. As late as the 1990s, refugee policies were still formed with the idea of immigrant and refugee as the others. The IRC, International Rescue Committee, states the one size fits all. The one size fits all approach of insisting on early employment is not necessarily the best policy for many refugees, the resettlement program, or American society. Insisting on employment first is an indication of adherence to neoliberal policy. To unlike immigrants, refugees do not have the option to return to their country of origin if they are unable to find employment and are at risk of being homeless. Though the current refugee resettlement program, which may have a good purposes, the conclusions show how it was framed within a neoliberal context and doesn't necessarily empower an individual with the support he or she needs to be self-sustainable. Refugee circumstances have changed over the years and the cost of living has risen. The cash and other form of assistance granted for refugees haven't changed since the resettlement program was officially created. Many refugees, after escaping from war in their home country, refugees are usually forced to experience a difficult immigration process and stressful resettlement in the countries of refugees, and they have to fit into fully different setting and culture. However, due to post-traumatic experience and resettlement, refugees often experience complex challenge in the refugee countries. Refugee enters the country with a different set of qualification and experiences than immigrants, yet often share the goal for a second chance at a better life. For refugees, this goal is made more difficult because of the effect of their past experience. So in general, when I'm analyzing refugee resettlement program, the context needs to be viewed in its entirety, entirety, and not just as a framed within the ideology of the market and self-sustainability. Thank you for listening.